Pull up a chair. We'll get cozy.
I didn't think I would get the invite here. I was a little worried. I was just going to come out here and just.
Well, you kind of snuck up on me. I didn't see you coming off my left shoulder there. Peter Burns, SEC Network, and you have, you are a honk for LSU, but you
fair
spent time in the great state of Texas.
Yeah.
In San Antonio.
Absolutely.
You're a road runner like Michelle Beadle?
That's right. That's correct. When I played golf for 2 years over at UTSA and then drank way too much there. So I played my last 2 years of golf over at St. Mary's University. So I wanted to play for LSU, but they were basically like, you don't have enough talent. So I was like, that's fair. So now I get a chance to cover it, and it's a blast, man. And having you guys in this conference has just added a whole different level, just a whole different, like, kind of just, spark. And I loved it. And so, for the amount of time that I spent on the 40 acres and love going up I-35 and spending time up there, man, I can't get enough of it. And I love damn Sark. I mean, they
man, he's good. He's good on the stage.
He's so open and honest with everybody. And Zay, I think you can agree with that. And I know you can as well too, is you ask him a question, he's going to give you an honest answer.
A thoughtful answer.
And I love that. And I had Michael Taff on the show yesterday. And, what he did for Camp Mystic, and he had his tie with that's as emotional of a moment that I've had interviewing a young man. I don't know. And he talked just about what really struck me is not the X's and O's for Sark, but every time somebody's around Sark or I'm in that building, it feels like a family. And I think we've lost that in the transactional nature of college sports now, where it feels like, hey, how much are you going to pay me? I'll be here. I'm a mercenary. I think it's rare that programs have it. They have it in Austin.
Well, and I've said this, Zay, that Steve Sarkeesian's Culture Wednesdays are predicated on him telling his story of complete failure and then resurrection.
Yeah.
And it was all self-inflicted. There aren't other coaches who can do that. They don't have that story.
No.
And so they take their guys bowling, or they give them quizzes like we saw in the Netflix.
Yeah, Blake Baker having some fun with LSU about that.
Having them learn the state flower of Louisiana.
and yeah, I mean, trust me, they need to do that. But at the end of the day, man, it still comes down to, do the guys respect you? Are they locked in? And I think where I miscalculated when college football made the jump to paying players a couple years ago, I thought that a lot of it would be a lot of mercenaries, me first attitudes. I miscalculated, because what I have found is that it's added more responsibility to the players. And I think it's created, guys are more careful about who they want to bring in and give that money to. Just kind of like free agents in NFL. It's like, if the guy is a bad character guy and he can play, do I really want to possibly waste my money on this guy? No. And I think that's why all these players that are getting paid, I think with that money, what I thought would come irresponsibility, I think it's actually created more responsibility.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to A&M with their all-time #1 recruiting class.
Well,
Denver Harris is smoking weed in the locker room before the game. And now Denver Harris was at UTSA last year.
Yeah.
Like,
and that was Jimbo at some point wanting to go after Nick, and just said, I need to be the #1 recruiting class. And that's going to be a case study of showing you can win your recruiting battle, but it doesn't mean jack squat unless you are recruiting the right guys. I think Sark has the benefit of doing all of it, right? You got the facilities, you got one of the best cities in the world, not even the United States, in the world, in Austin. And now you have a fan base that's ready to go. You're set up for NIL. You've got all of it. Another person who does that is Shane Beamer. Shane Beamer does a great job of going out there and grabbing the right people for his program. And that's why I think he's one of the more criminally underrated coaches in this conference.
Peter Burns, SEC Network. Zay, you got one?
Yeah, Peter, what'd you think of Arch Mania yesterday, and how'd that go? I mean, we just talked about Animal House a little bit. It looked like Arch had on his frat fit yesterday, but he's a cool fellow. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, he did look like he was a part of a fraternity that was getting ready to get kicked off campus, and he had to go testify in front of the student government, hey, we'll never do the hazing thing again. My bad, bro. We're good. I was not shocked that he was going to be the big star. Everybody wanted to be around him. And nor was I shocked, guys, in Zay, that he was going to handle the moment. I mean, you think about if there was anybody who's been around all these moments in his life, this is not anything new for him. So I really enjoyed him. I think he did a good job of kind of tampering it. Hey, man, I haven't played a bunch of football games, but I still think he's got a lot of pressure on him, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. I think, offensively, he's going to be fantastic just because he's playing in Sark's offense right now. So, I mean, he had an opportunity to go anywhere that he wanted, make however much money. But the idea that him and Sark had a plan and they worked that plan that, hey, you're going to come here, red shirt, you're going to play a little bit, and then we're going to give you the keys. That's the way it used to be done. I mean, that's how it worked for Peyton. That's how it worked for Eli. And I think they can tell, don't do the micro stuff. Look at the macro and look at the overall whole. And that's why I'm high on him.
Yeah. I mean, he was funny, I mean, people are like, yeah, comfortable. They're like, oh, what do you make of all this? You're the Heisman favorite. And he's like, bro, I don't know where they come up with this stuff. I mean, I've played 2 games.
Yeah. And that's the right answer on it.
Yeah.
Honestly. So.
Yeah. And he he said that Archie, or maybe Michael Taft said that Archie Manning had told him, keep your answers brief. Like, just get in, get out. Get in, get out. Don't overtalk.
I was going to say the thing is, and I'll leave you this because I'm going to head on out and I'm taking too much of your guys' time. But the thing is, for this week, it's not so much what the players say, it's how they act. And that's what I take from these guys. I like to watch them move room to room or their interactions with other people. And you could always tell the guys that are on their phones or they're just kind of aloof or they don't want to do any of this stuff. And you can tell guys that are engaged. And I saw every single one of the guys that Texas brought here this week. Obviously not a shock. You have stars. But they just seemed like they were taking the moment in, but they're also ready for the moment. It's going to be a hell of a season.
Okay, before you go,
yeah.
Now that we haven't heard from every team, but do you have a feel right now who you would pick to be in the SEC championship game?
Yeah, I mean, I go back and forth because it feels kind of like how we look at the NFL now, right? Like you can have your favorites, but it's not like 6 years ago. You're like, well, it's clearly going to be Alabama, or it's clearly going to be Georgia, and it's this. I mean, it's going to be some mixture of Texas, Alabama, and I think LSU. I think Georgia takes a slight step down, although I love the kid at Austin Simmons at Ole Miss. I think he's going to be a star in the making. But then it comes down to really what that game is going to be like in Athens. When Texas goes there, I mean, that's
31-game home winning streak right now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Longest in the nation.
And I like Gunnar Stockton. I'm not sold on him being the next Stetson Bennett. I don't think he has a skill set necessarily of Carson Beck. I think the team loves him a lot. But I think the idea that Kirby used to be able to stack talent on talent, like Saban used to be able to stack talent. You can't do that in today's world of college football because of the parity. So, I mean, again, I know it's a cop-out answer, but the fact that we have maybe 5, if not 6 teams that could be in Atlanta, I think is awesome. I think the fact that we can have 30, if not 40 teams be a college football playoff team is great for the sport. So,
were you not freaking out, though, when Brian Kelly said he was lost in the Omni for an hour?
No, I mean, listen, that's BK.
As an LSU guy.
BK can he can try to play the dad jokes a little bit and whatnot. And I'll be honest with you, I've had to go back and forth between our ESPN interview rooms.
It's not easy.
We've had easier situations here, but it's kind of cool to be here at the College Football Hall of Fame and good to hang out with you.
Yeah, Peter Burns, SEC Network. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by. That was awesome. Peter's one of the good guys.